So in Trump's latest sundowning episode today, he admitted that he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was stealing, quote unquote, his employees, his young female employees from his club at Mar-a-Lago, many of whom were underage at the time when they started working for Donald Trump at his spa. He knew that these people were being trafficked. He knew that they were being taken by Jeffrey Epstein. And when confronted by reporters about whether or not he knew Virginia Giuffre, who was the person that would essentially become the central witness of a lot of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, Donald Trump said that he knew Virginia Giuffre and that she had indeed been taken by Jeffrey Epstein. I will play the clip for you at the end, but if you know anything about the Jeffrey Epstein case, you'll know that this is very problematic for Donald Trump for several reasons. For starters, why were underage girls working at the spa at Donald Trump's golf club, which is his home now? Why were there underage girls working around naked men? I think anyone with a brain knows the answer to this and knows that this is a severe implication for Donald Trump. Now, here's the damning point, in my opinion, and something that the Democrats should absolutely question Donald Trump over. Donald Trump in this video claims that after he found out that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking girls from his club, he gave him the boot, essentially revoking membership, is what I assume that he means in this. We know that this is simply not true, and we know just from the timeline that we have that this is not true. Virginia Giuffre was the last known victim that was trafficked from Mar-a-Lago by Jeffrey Epstein. This was the last known person. This happened between 2000 and 2001 when Virginia Giuffre was 16, going on to 17, and working in the spa that Donald Trump owned at Mar-a-Lago. This was 2000, 2001. In 2002, which would have been about a year after Virginia Giuffre was trafficked, Donald Trump gives an interview to New York Magazine. In this interview, he says, "I've known Jeffrey for 15 years, terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." In 2003, Donald Trump writes a creepy fan fiction letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday, and in this letter, he signs off saying, "A pal is a wonderful thing, happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." It's not until 2004 that we get any indication that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's relationship is on the decline. And we know the cause for this decline was because Donald Trump had bid on a property that Jeffrey Epstein was interested in. By any indication, it looks like Jeffrey Epstein was actually the one that was initiating a breakoff with Donald Trump, not the other way around. And it's not until 2007/2008 that we get any indication that Donald Trump had banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. And we know that he did because Jeffrey Epstein had come on to the teenage daughter of one of the other members of Mar-a-Lago. And it's not until then that Donald Trump actually banned Jeffrey Epstein. Coincidentally, months after this is when Jeffrey Epstein is first charged with a crime in the state of Florida that he pleads guilty to. So Jeffrey Epstein remains a member of Mar-a-Lago between 2000 and 2008 by all of the public accounts that we have. And even after Donald Trump initially claimed that he gave the boot to Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump still continued to praise him publicly in 2002 and then privately in 2003. So at this point, the Democrats have to ask more questions because every time Donald Trump is asked about Jeffrey Epstein, we learn new information that is just as damning as before. We need to continue talking about Jeffrey Epstein. The more that this guy is asked about Jeffrey Epstein, the more incriminating evidence that comes out against him, and the more that his own words are used against him. So by all means, Democrats, start asking more questions publicly about Jeffrey Epstein.
Just to button up on Mar-a-Lago, you're saying that Jeffrey Epstein poached 2 of your staffers. Who were they? Were they young?
I don't want to say 2, or I don't want to say any number. You're talking about many years ago. But yeah, he took people, and because he took people, I say, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like, when they steal people, I don't like it.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her.